Adi Sanye Shingu Mikte Uwardi Jokun Namdai Shingla Juvar Sho Iram Gura Rana Manda Tani Tari Sanye Churang Toki Chognam La Jiangchu Badu Dani Kyepsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gi Pe Sonam Ki Jola Penchir Sanye Juhar Sho Sanye Churang Toki Chognam La Jiangchu Badu Dani Kyepsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gi Pe Sonam Ki Jola Penche Sanye Jupar Sho Sanye Churang Toki Chongnam La Jiangchu Bardu Dagni Kyepsu Chi Daki Chunyen Gipe Sonam Ki Jola Penche Sanye Jupar Sho.
Yay. Adam, you got younger. How do you do that?
Lots of hard work.
Eh. All right, here we go.
All that baritone singing.
All right, here's Adam's text, which is called "Destroying the Darkness," and we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good progress. Let me see. Let me see. The commentary to the Diamond Cutter was how many pages? Oh, it was 500 pages, and I think Adam's book is going to be 4 times longer. Okay, so I think it's good to split it into 4 books of 500 pages each. If we speed up, we can finish your first book in about 4 years. Okay, 4 or 5 years. And by the way, the reason I got attracted to Adam's book is its presentation of objects and subjects, and we will cover that in the first book. Okay. Yeah, Adam, we were thinking you could have a pre-table contents. Did you figure that out? I'm sorry I didn't answer your email about it.
Yeah, no, I sent it over in an email.
Okay, let's look at it next time. Okay, let me take a look at it first, and then I think it's going to make it more fun for you to track your progress through the book if we follow the divisions that Kidu J put in his own book, right?
Okay.
Why are we reading this? Oh yeah, okay. We had reference to that famous, okay, we're ready to start your text. We had just finished that famous quotation, Ngam ngandan drawe kausaki sungi shengi michate nyamba gyotare. Do you remember what it means? Buddha is advising the monks. If you
if you're not a Buddha, you probably shouldn't try to judge other people.
Exactly. Yeah. If you happen to be equal to me, you can judge your friends. But otherwise, I suggest you don't do it. Nyamba gyurtare, you will get in trouble. Okay. And this is quoted constantly by Tibetans. I think the most famous reference is in is it Atisha Sutra Samuchaya? Atisha's collection of sutra stories. But I think I found the original, and I thought we could read it together. It's in the Karma Shataka, which is the 100 kinds of karma. It's in the sutra section of the Kangyur. And here's the whole quotation. And I thought it would be good karma if we read it together. Yeah, here's the whole quotation. This is the original. It's been it's been rehashed in many different versions, but here's the real quotation. Please read Adam, and Shopping can check him. If she's not, she didn't fall asleep, right?
I'm here.
Okay.
给朗达，咸阳Kawasaki这马生系，给朗达Kawasaki ce sont n'ayant pas gero，给朗达nga dan dawe ni Kawasaki ce sont drungo。
Good. You want to translate it? Hey, Gaylongs.
Hey, all you monks.
Shenyang means moreover. Nobody should take the measure of another person. Okay, nobody should take the measure of another person.
Kawasaki ce mason.
Yeah, se masum. This is related to say, like in sema. Take the measure.
To weigh.
Good. Hey, monks. What's the second sentence say? If you se suna, nyamba.
If you think.
If you try to take the measure of another person, you will.
You'll fall. You'll surely fail.
Yeah, you will fail. Okay. Then he says, "Hey monks, na se sung room."
People who are like me, who are of my same, people who are like me.
Yeah. You can se sung.
Oh yeah, you can take their measure. I mean, you can judge them.
Yeah. You can judge other people. So it's actually the opposite of the way it's quoted all the time. The way it's quoted is Kawasaki Kawasaki se suma micha de nyamba gyotare ngada nganda mayimba shegi se suma micha de nyamba gyotare. So the actual quotation is a little bit different, but it's the same point. Okay. Why are we talking about not judging people? Do you remember, Adam?
Not off the top of my head.
I'm gonna see. He's giving examples of how normal thought processes in the world are reflected in the forms of logical discussion. Okay, and this is an example of mamikbe tak yang dak, a type of reason for something which is not normally visible. The classic example is proving the existence of pretas or hungry ghosts through logic, because normally they are not visible to a human being. So the example here is min nangwa mamikbe tak. Everybody say min nangwa?
No. Minangwa.
Mamikbe tak.
Mamikbe tak.
Min nangwa?
Minangwa.
Mamikbe tak.
Mamikbe tak.
Yeah. Mamikbe tak means a logical statement which is a negative, where you are proving the absence of something. And minangwa means you are proving the absence of something which is not normally visible to a normal human being. Okay, you are proving something about something which is not normally visible to a human being. The classic example is pretas. Okay, in the room, most of us probably have pretas in our room right now. We can prove it logically, but we cannot see them. Okay, now to give the example of that kind, he's trying to prove to this idiot that says logic isn't necessary for Buddhists. He's trying to prove that the Buddha himself used logic constantly. And when the Buddha said, don't judge other people unless you're somebody like me, the Buddha was actually using a form of logic based on a negative and proving something about something which is not visible to a normal person. Okay, got it? When the Buddha said, don't judge other people, he was using this famous form of logic, which I'm going to teach you. Okay. So don't tell me that Buddhism doesn't need these forms of logic. The Buddha used them all the time. All right. Yay. Now, we are expecting another form of logic, which is going to be given as an example of a form of logic that Lord Buddha used constantly. But our listener, our imaginary opponent, he thinks this logic is not important for Buddhists. And we're about to say, hey, here's another form of logic that Buddha used himself. Don't tell me logic is not necessary. Okay, so we are expecting another form of logic that Buddha used on a normal basis. Here we go. Senrinki.
Senrinki chondende la ta ni tamche mi se to she so wala chondende ki kang mi se pa te yang mi se tam she son baso ki telwa tang sun chen tenla.
Okay. Senrinki is a name of a non-Buddhist sage. Does anybody remember what it means? It's Dirganaka. Dirganaka.
Fingernails.
Long fingernails, yeah. Okay, I guess he was meditating for a long time in a cave and his fingernails grew long and he was called Mr. Long Fingernails. He said to the Buddha, Tamche Misa.
It's I can't stand anything. I can't stand anything at all.
Perfect translation. Perfect translation. I couldn't have done it better myself. This guy goes up to Buddha and says, I can't stand anybody or anything. I can't stand anybody or anything. Everybody's an idiot, you know. Then Buddha said, oh, Kang Misupa Deyang Misa. Can you sir your Misupa?
So I guess you can't stand that you can't stand anything.
Great. Perfect translation. Yay. Jigme, $100 for this gentleman. Okay, really, you deserve it. I guess you can't stand your can't standing, right? I guess you can't stand you're not standing, right? By the way, could he stand his not standing or couldn't he?
He could.
He felt comfortable with it.
Yeah.
He said, I can't stand anybody. Then Buddha said, well, I guess you can't stand. He said, I can't stand anybody or anything. They're all stupid. And Buddha said, can you stand your not standing? Okay. Can you also not stand your not standing? Which means he is standing. Okay. And what do we call that kind of sarcastic statement?
Consequence.
Yeah, it's a tengyur. It's a tengyur. Okay. It's also called a destruction. Okay. Sunjin means an atomic bomb logical statement. It destroys the other guy's position. Okay. It happens to be that this form of statement is both a sarcastic proof and also what we call a refutation. Okay. A pure refutation. The Buddha has, and we call it consequence or implication, right? Mm-hmm. And a school is named after it, okay? So therefore, why is Kedubje giving us this sentence, Adam? Why is Kedubje giving us this sentence?
Because we were looking for a second type of logical statement.
Yeah, perfect. This guy says, stop all this logic crap. Just read the sutras, okay? And then we said, but the sutras are full of logic themselves. In fact, when you tell us why we shouldn't use logic crap, you're using logic. Okay? Got it? Okay. When you're trying to convince me not to be logical, you are using logic yourself. Come on. Okay. Okay. So This statement by Lord Buddha to Mr. Long Fingernails shows that the use of tengyur, sarcastic statements, is a kind of logic that Buddha used himself. Okay. By the way, centering is often called kundagyua. Anybody can tell me why? Parivrajaka.
Stars? Is it the? Is it?
It means the wandering saint.
Oh, yeah, always wandering.
Yeah, he's walking everywhere. He just wanders, aimlessly wandering, long fingernail saint. Okay. All right. Here's his. I found it. So it's Agni Vesha. Okay. I guess he's an Ayurveda person, something like that. And he also appears. I found the quotation. Where is it? Yeah, here it is, Adam. Here's where he says, I can't stand anything. Okay. Yeah, okay. Here's where he says it, okay? So if you want to, you can put that in a footnote. I don't see, yeah, it's right here. Let's read it together, okay? I'm gonna put it here. Let's put it in a larger font. Okay, Adam, please read the big letters. Who's gonna check him, Sugeng?
Sure.
Chomdende la kuntu gyosen rinki di ke che sotu ke gautama ta ni tamche misoto mernjuki bu mejuki bu kyuki ta tamche ki misopar tawa kan yempe tawa de yang misoto.
Okay. Let's read it together. To the conqueror, okay, the wandering saint named Long Fingernails, he said the following statement, okay? DKC Soto. Ke Gautama, what's that mean?
Lord
Hey, Lord Buddha. Okay, we had Ke Kihu, right? Hey, hoo. And here's Gautama spelled in Tibetan letters, okay? Hey, Gautama, I can't stand anything in the universe, okay? Then Buddha responds, please read this one.
Manjuki bu kyuki tak tamche misopar tabu kan yimpe tabu teyan misoto.
Yeah. Is it also the case that you have the viewpoint that you can't stand your viewpoint of you can't stand anything? Okay, got it. And he calls him a child who jumps in the fire. And I think it was some kind of Hindu practice or something, okay?
Manjuki bu.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, is it the case that you can't stand your viewpoint that you can't stand anything? Okay. All right. That's the actual wording, okay? So you can put that in your footnote. All right. Read this one, which comes directly from Sugeng's text.
Di yana din jung shesoki jopadang.
Yeah, this is a reference to Del Tak Yang Dak. Say Del Tak
Jota
Yang Dak, okay?
yanta.
Du dengi lala chichen, me yote, dua yubechir. There's the classical example of a Del Tak. It's a logical statement which depends on a relationship, a cause and effect relationship, okay? Du dengi lala chichen. Dua dengi lala chichen. Let's take a mountain pass where there is
Smoke.
smoke.
Do it.
Mayate.
There must be fire
Yeah, tua ya beche.
because there's smoke.
Yeah. Now the Buddha used logical statements of cause and effect when he said diyana dinjo.
Uh-huh. If this exists, then this will come about. Then this will happen.
Yeah.
If this happens, then that'll happen.
Great. And he said it frequently in the sutras, but we're going to take this one because it's good luck. Can anybody tell me why? We're going to take this one. Tenjing Jawa Chungwa Dumbo Dan Number Yewa Demba. We're going to use this one for our footnote. Why?
Dependence.
Buddha said it in many scriptures. But we're going to use this one.
Why this one in particular?
Yeah. Why are we using this one? Why did Geshe-la want you to use this one?
It's about dependence, dependent origination.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys. This is the sutra that Vasubandhu is commenting on in Sugeng's text.
This is the book.
As you
Okay.
said, yeah, it's directly from Sugeng's text.
We're using Sugeng's mother book.
Yay.
Sexy. It's really sexy. Okay.
Wow.
Where is it here? Okay, let's clean it up here for sorry. By the way, the structure of Sugeng's original sutra is the structure of the sutra is called the first principles and the divisions. The first principles and the divisions. That's the name of the sutra that Vasubandhu is commenting upon. Who can guess what's the first principle and who can guess what's the divisions?
The first
book-
principle depends on origination.
What's the first principle?
Dependence.
The first principle is right here.
It's dependence. It's pratitya.
Here it is. If that's there, then this is going to happen.
The logic.
Okay, that's called
Yeah.
Dangbo in the sutra. It's called Adi. Okay, it's called the first principle. Okay, and what are the divisions?
The 12 links. Man.
Yeah, the 12 links. The book that Sugeng's about to spend 7 years on translating the commentary to is the sutra called The Presentation of the First Principle of Dependence and the 12 Links. Okay. And the first principle is if that happens, then this is going to happen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which applies to all 12 links, right? If you got misunderstanding, you're going to collect karma. If you collect karma, your mind is going to enter your mom's womb. If your mind enters your mom's womb, your sense powers are going to form like that, etc. Okay.
Speaking of which, Geshe-la, my mom's on the call. My mom's.
Hey,
here.
Mom. You did a good job with that boy. His book is going to come out this year. He's going to be famous among the 6 people who read our books. And I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there it is. Now, when Buddha said in Sugeng's Sutra, if this happens, that's going to happen, he was using the logic, which is the same as saying, if there's smoke, then there's fire. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So don't tell me Buddhists don't need logic. Okay. Now, here's his, by the way, what's happening, Adam, is he's going through the common forms of logic, all of them, or most of them. And he's showing that Buddha used all of them in his teaching.
Right?
Here's the next one. Here we go. Please read. So gang, you're checking.
Sure, my honor.
Nama kepa namumba ka patar nyambo kepa na pang cha ka par tembe ngawe nam shak tembe.
Good. If Nangwa starts, Mumba stops.
Yeah. So if light appears, then darkness is eradicated.
Good.
It's,
Yeah, if you turn on the light switch, the darkness runs away. Okay.
uh,
And if you get the Nyembo, then the Pangcha runs away.
yeah. If when the antidote has arisen, has come about,
Yeah.
then the thing to be discarded is eliminated.
Okay, so let's say the Pangcha is wasting your time in your life. What's the
the
Nyembo?
object.
What's the Nyembo? How
What
can
was
you,
that again? Sorry.
let's say that you have a bad habit of wasting your time, and that's a Pangcha.
Uh-huh.
What's the Nyembo?
Uh-huh.
What's the fix for it?
Help someone else.
From the Lamrim. Wasting your time.
Meditate on death.
Yeah, you're not gonna live forever. Come on, do something with your time. Okay,
Yeah.
so Buddha is pointing out the principle of Gelwa.
Contradiction.
Yeah, which a guy named Adam just translated a whole section of a book about. Okay, Gelki Namshak. Okay, the principle of contradiction in logic, in the physical world, and in the spiritual world. Okay, if you turn on the light, the darkness runs away. If you turn on the meditation about your impermanence, you won't waste your time anymore. Therefore, Buddha utilized the principle, the logical principle of what, Adam? Gelwa.
Contradiction.
Yeah, he used contradiction. Okay. He did use contradiction. Therefore, on one more count of common formal logic, Buddha used it in his everyday teaching. Okay. And guess what? I went and found it for you. Okay, here it is. I was just curious if I could find all the places where Buddha actually said this stuff. And
yeah, it's really cool.
It is cool. We're actually improving on K2J. I hope he sends me a royalty. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Please read. This is the actual sutra. Okay.
Dechi chir shena helte nawa le chungwa yina te matak to mumba nka te la mumba mitongwan gyoro.
Yeah, Kelte means if. Nangwa, what's Nangwa mean? Adam.
If light.
Yeah, I don't know why the lay's here, but maybe it's just some kind of old language. Or if light comes into a room, demataktu, what's demataktu mean?
Then that's the last moment.
Yeah, right after that, in the next instant, mumbagat.
Darkness is shed.
And then that mumba you mitong.
Excuse me.
Then you mitong that mumba.
Oh well, then you don't have to experience that.
Yeah, you can't see it anymore.
Darkness anymore.
You can't see it anymore. The darkness runs away and you can't see it anymore. Okay. Now, if mumba comes into a room, then demataktu nangwagat.
Yeah, if darkness comes into the room, then that's the last moment that the light will appear.
Yeah, and then the light is mitong.
Not experienced anymore.
Yeah, then you can't see it anymore. The Buddha's not talking.
Oh yeah, Tong. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he's not talking about light and he's not talking about dark. He's talking about spiritual antidotes and spiritual problems. Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, yeah. Okay, now Kiddo J is going to wrap up. He took specific logical tools and he proved that Buddha used them all the time. Okay, so here's his wrapping up statement. Go ahead.
Dorna, they didn't get job, they didn't get job, pel chewa, Yahweh, Sun Rab, Dan Re Ne, Char War, Ne Muki, Ye, Mampar, Yahweh, Machi, so.
Great. So here he's wrapping up. Dorna means, okay, just to summarize, the subject matter of the 7 great books of Dharma Kirti, okay? The majority of those logical tools that he talks about can be correlated, okay? Rele Nejar means can be correlated to specific statements in the scriptures, okay? You could go through every logical tool there is, and you can find a corresponding place in the original teachings where Lord Buddha used it. Okay. Key. Okay, $50 for anybody. Yike mambar gyurwe mati so.
Machi is
You're
not going to write. I'm not going to.
I'm not going to write it because
I'm not going to write. I'm not going to write. I'm not going to write here because Yige Mong, because there'd be too many letters.
yeah, my book
it would make too many letters. It'd make it too long.
Hey Ellie, $50 for Adam. $50 for Adam. Are you there, Ellie? She's my banker in America.
I'll send her a text
Okay.
right now.
$50 for Adam. Okay, perfect. He said, "Look, you want me to take every single logical tool we ever have, and you want me to relate it to a specific scripture? I can do it. I just gave you like 10. There's dozens more logical tools that we use, but Mambagyur."
It would make it too plentiful. It would make it too long.
Yeah. Instead of Adam taking 10 years to finish his book, it would take him 15 years to finish his book. Let's have a little compassion for translators who are coming in 600 years from now. Okay, go ahead. Who's checking is Utpala. Yay.
Thank you. This is easy job.
Hena seme tenche di tat na ring nang di tat na rikpe te ne mayina Joe sung rab chan na rikpe te ne mayin pan de bar cha ge so.
$100, Adam. Work it out. Slow. $100. Slow. Go slow. Therefore,
Dana, therefore,
these ventures about Sema,
these classical commentaries about about accurate perception.
yeah, if they are not Nangrikpa, if they are not the inner science.
Yeah, if they're not Buddhist knowledge, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you would, let's see.
Then the
you would have
Surah
to
is not
count,
Nangrikpa.
yeah, then the speech of the victor wasn't Buddhist knowledge either.
Yeah, good. $100. Okay, Utpala, let my banker know.
Hey, I'm right here.
Oh, sorry, banker, I didn't hear you. Okay, look, if these 7 books on clear thinking, okay, we're gonna forget the word logic, okay, Adam?
Okay, so not Rick. So not Rick. We're gonna use clear thinking.
No. Well, yeah, Rikpa, logic. Okay.
Okay.
If these 7 books are not a Buddhist science. Okay, don't forget Nangrikpa means the fifth of the
One
classical
of the,
sciences,
yeah.
which is Buddhism. Okay, if these books on logic are just belong to the study, the classical science of logic, okay, what do you call it? Of logic, and they
Study of
don't belong to the fifth classical science of Buddhism, because one of the earlier four classical sciences is logic, okay?
Yeah.
So if you say these 7 books on logic by Dharmakirti, they don't belong in the classical science of Buddhism because they already belong in the classical science of logical forms, okay? Then okay, let's move the whole Kangyur and Tengyur to general logic,
Yeah.
the general science of logic. Then everything the Buddha ever spoke is not Buddhism. Okay? All right. By the way, you want to earn another $20, Adam? This is a good night. Okay.
Try.
What logical form did he just use to prove his point about logical forms?
Scriptural authority. Yeah. Sorry. Was it consequence?
Yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
sarcasm. It's sarcasm. Yeah, it's a tengyur. Oh yeah, okay. So so the dharma must not be dharma. Why? Because it belongs in the logic, you know. Okay, it doesn't belong in the inner science of Buddhism. Okay, yeah, he has used sarcasm, which is considered one of the highest forms of logic, which is why logicians usually get killed by their societies like Socrates. Okay, anyway, all right. Now we got another quotation. You guys ready? All right, let's go, Adam. Who's checking you, Utpala?
Yes, please.
신양 정된데
신양.
신양 신양 정된데 Elon.com I don't know why that feels Kelon.com Kenanki
Good.
Sekche Darwe Ser Shindu
Good.
Parta Langa Yika
Good.
Langwar Cha Yika Chirmen.
Yay.
Extremely famous quotation. Okay, you guys, if you want to memorize something, this is a great one to memorize. Okay. Moreover, the Buddha himself said, okay, I don't care if you're a Gelong or a Kepa.
Yeah. Oh, I don't care if you're a master or a monk.
You should lung my ka. You should kelen my ka. My words. You should accept.
Yeah, you should accept yeah.
What I teach you only after lekpatak.
After you've taught, examined, one.
Don't believe something out of kupa for me.
Out of respect.
Yeah, Buddha said, don't ever accept something I said just because you respect me. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. Okay? Now, this other guy wants to say what? Logic is not Buddhism.
Right.
But the founder of Buddhism said, you better use logic anytime I teach you. Okay? Okay, got it? Now, what's the 3 kinds of logic you might want to use? Second line. Like Sarah, as if you were checking Sarah.
Gold.
Yeah.
So you would sec, burn,
Good.
cut.
Yeah.
And Darwa.
Darwa.
Oh, it's file. Yeah.
Yeah.
To.
Exactly. Yeah. And These relate to three kinds of sema. Okay, each one of these three relates to a different kind of sema. These are three metaphors for how to check what Lord Buddha taught us. First, you should burn it, then you should cut it, then you should file it. Each one relates to a different kind of logical process, okay? And I went and got you, it's in a bunch of places, okay? Shantarakshita uses it a lot, okay? Here's the quotation as he's quoting it as Shantarakshita quotes it, okay? In his Tattva Sangraha, okay? So that's one place, all right? Here's another place, which is a commentary to the Kala Chakra, okay? And he says it again, but he says it in a different order.
It's the same one.
It's the same, but he mentions the kepas after the burning, okay?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's another case where he said it. And here's another case where he said it. Okay, Shantarakshi again. And this is the same reading. So probably it was that one. Now, I thought you might be interested. I found this other reference to these tests of gold, okay? And this is from the Kangya. This is Lord Buddha talking himself, okay? And let's read this one together, okay? Hang on. Here it is here. Very interesting, okay? Let's read it together. Go ahead, Adam.
Jitar Rinchen Darwa Tang, Ser Nisek Tang Chepe Tak Deshendu Nilo Mayang Lo Nichuni Part Du Tak.
Okay, Adam, go very slow, and I'm willing to give $100 for this one. Go very slow, okay? Take your time, okay?
Okay,
Don't forget Darwa means to file, okay?
Yeah, yeah, so Jitar Rinchen, so you would examine it like you would jewels.
Yeah, you file a jewel. Actually, you still do it. You file it with a corundum, which is ruby and sapphire, is harder than steel. So the steel, if the steel breaks, you got a real ruby or sapphire. Okay. Now, if you want to check Ser,
yeah, if you want to check the gold, then you burn it and cut it to examine it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the $100 I'm offering you depends on your correct reading of the last two lines. You got to impress your mom. Come on.
Okay, so in the same way that a student would examine their teacher for 12 years. Or, no, sorry.
You got it. You should talk to Loma.
Oh, the student.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, it's traditional. The traditional joke is that you shouldn't accept a teacher until you check them for 12 years. And the traditional joke is that the teacher, when you go to the teacher and say, I checked you for 12 years and now I decided you're a good teacher, the teacher will say,
yeah, give me 12 years. I'll tell her.
Yeah, now I'm ready to check you for 12 years. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think we could compromise on this quotation and say the relationship between a teacher and a student should only be finalized after careful checking, as we do with gold. Okay, so $100 more, Ellie, for this young man. Mom, I don't usually give him that much money. He's just on an important subject today. Okay, I think this quotation from the Kangyur is the best one for you to put in your footnote. Okay. And I had a lot of fun trying to find all these. Okay. Here we go. Let's read this one, Adam, because this is the one I want you to use in your footnote. Okay. And why? Because this one comes from the Kangyur. In fact, this is a very famous sutra called the Sutra on the Nirvana of the Buddha. Okay. All right. The final Nirvana of the Buddha. Okay. Go ahead.
Ensemble pena sir yang tapar yang nampa sunjin gole ta na yang dapa yin nam ma yimpa to so ditate satpa tang tungwa tang tarwe gone
Yeah, go slow and translate this for $0. By the way,
for example, in the city, I mean,
no,
Cheongsong?
Cheongsong means city.
Yeah,
Oh, Mr.
City.
City. Yeah, he's addressing a Hindu saint.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, oh, Mr. Saint. For example,
Gold and
when you want to find out if gold is pure,
is Young Dot. You look at the aspects, at 3 aspects.
good.
If it's,
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah, hold
I'll
on.
give you a clue. Okay, go ahead. Take your time.
It's ore, right?
Say again.
It's
Yeah,
not.
good. Yeah, if you want to
So-
see, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not talk and
No, talk means then you will realize whether it's Yang Dakpa or Mayinba.
Uh-huh.
If you check with these 3 tests,
whether it's real or not. I mean, talk
Good,
is
yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of like, and then Mayimpa just by itself. I see.
yeah,
Okay.
you will be able to
Mayimpa and
tell.
talk.
You'll be able to tell whether it's real or not. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I was getting confused because I was trying to connect the element there on Nam to the other side by Yang Dapa.
Yeah. Okay, now
I see.
wrap it up. Itate.
Ditate Serpatang, Tumhatang, Tarwe, Kone, Tapao.
By the way,
Is suitable.
Dungwa means to hit something with a hammer, and it's replacing chupa.
Yeah, it also, totally get hit with a stick too, right?
Yeah. It means to hammer it.
Yeah, totally. So, so you have to examine it this way by burning, tapping or hitting, and
filing. Good. Yeah, that's how you check gold. Now, each one of these 3 relates to one of the 3 kinds of sema. Okay, each one of these 3 relates to a different kind of sema. Anybody remember the correlations? Cutting, burning, and filing. Do you remember anybody?
Oh, that's right. I thought your quotes were going to show us that.
I thought so too. I should have put it here. I don't think I did. I used it in DCI a lot. I used this thing in DCI a lot, and I can't remember myself. I don't want to say it wrong. Okay.
Burning is direct perception. Cutting is deductive, and filing is authoritative.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Cutting
I
isn't
believe you.
direct? Oh.
Cutting is not direct.
Yeah.
Deductive.
Oh.
Which one's direct?
That's burning, melting.
Oh, okay. So when your teacher teaches you something, you have to have put 3 tests on it. does it coincide with your own personal experience in your life? Does it fit what you yourself have experienced in your life? Secondly, does it make sense logically? Thirdly, does it follow the wise advice of other people? Okay. If your teacher is suddenly saying it's okay to commit adultery with somebody's wife, is that what all the other wise people in other religions say, for example? You have to check that also. Okay. Okay. Yay. Please read this one, Adam.
Shake dun kyang teme tak gepart sum pe chir tang.
Yeah, and you gotta appreciate the irony here. That guy is claiming that since there is a separate category of the classical science of logic, therefore the fifth classical science of Buddhism logic doesn't belong in the study of Buddhism. And our author's saying Buddhist logic belongs in the study of Buddhism, okay? And we showed you that Lord Buddha himself used many of the standard forms of logic to prove things, okay? Not only that, his own...
This quotation, shake dun.
His own teachings are something you got to use logic on, okay? He said, use logic when you're trying to prove stuff for other people. But ultimately, you should also use it on
My teachers.
Yeah,
On
the
me.
words of Lord Buddha. Yeah.
On me, the ka here, ka.
Ka.
The word,
Shit, yeah.
capital W, capital
Okay,
W,
yeah.
the word, okay? Listen, if you have to use logic according to Buddhism, even on the words of the Buddha, then don't go telling me that these 7 books on logic don't belong in the category of the inner science of Buddhism, okay? Come on, okay? And by the way, this is one of the most beautiful things about Adam's text, is that Caleb J. spends, I don't know, 20 pages trying to prove why logic is useful, okay? Which is beautiful, okay? He's not done yet, okay? He's not done yet. Here he goes again. Okay.
Jetson jampe kyang che sang rikpe nan che sampa chin tak de ki part che pa me che sun shin.
Yeah, who's Jampa?
Lord Maitreya.
Yeah, how do you get to not see him in this life?
By criticizing the Mahayana.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he said, look, if you want to know if you want to decide whether a scriptural teaching is a good one, then you better chepa it with Rikpa.
Okay. And so this song here.
Forget Sampa right now, okay? If you want to decide whether a teaching is Sangha, correct, then chepa it with Rikpa.
Examine it with logic. Yeah, check it with.
Yeah. And a person who thinks this way, a person who doesn't accept scripture until it makes sense, okay? People who think like that, Sampachen, they will never get a parche from a du.
You'll never get an obstacle from a demon.
You broke up. You had a do. I think.
Oh, you'll never get an obstacle from a demon.
You're breaking up on me.
You'll never get an obstacle from a demon.
Yeah. They will never get trouble in their personal practice. Okay, they will. I mean, to put it into normally,
Is this
they will
this?
they will never have problems with their Buddhist practice. You're breaking up on me. Must be those Colorado airwaves.
We're over time, Geshe-la.
You're still
Oh, hey, again.
say it again. I lost it.
We're over.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Talk slow. I think it's too fast for Colorado electricity.
So what was it you were asking again? Sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying. In present day English, we would say you will not have problems with your spiritual practice if you stick to what makes sense. If you stick to what makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all. That's my trail. Okay.
You know, I was just wondering that the Che song, that song is it the same one from Pure? Is that to make sure the teachers are pure?
Which means when deciding whether a Che is sung.
Yeah. Okay.
And by the way, here's the original quotation. All right. Yeah, Doctor. This is the original quotation. It's found in a Dodegen, which is a Sangha's own work, which is Maitreya's own work. It's one of the 5 books of Maitreya. Okay. The Sutra Alankara, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ornament of the sutras. Okay.
Geshe-la, we're over time. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My internet's kind of bad.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. We're at a good place to stop, actually.
If you want to keep going, you just pretend you still can't hear him.
What'd you say? What'd you say? Okay. What's the day? The 18th or the 17th?
18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yay, Adam. Sexy book. What's exciting, you guys, is that all these books are tying together. We just had a description of, well, we just had a long story about Maitreya telling us how to avoid problems with Vasubandhu. And now we got Maitreya telling us again how to avoid problems. Okay. Let's do a mandala, Adam.
大写不业诸行没头长，依然明其年的眼泡，暗夜行路，如可能大心来就拍手，一当不得大当大。给我第一给我困，所那灭些所作起。
By the way, Adam, I'll give you a homework.
Oh, please.
Find a quotation, which I should have done and I didn't do, which relates the burning, cutting, and filing to Ngunsum Tsema, Jepak Tsema, and what's the third one? Scriptural authority, right? Lungi Tsema. Yeah. Okay. And you can just search file BRDAR near Ngunsum, MNGONSUM, and you'll find it. Find it somewhere in the Sumbum by a reliable author. Okay. Okay, it's like Tsongkhapa or I don't know, somebody like that. Okay, let's put a footnote in that nails down that correlation between the 3. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yay. I'll see you
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.